I have met Skavara before, but I have no idea they were living in societies this complex. I just hope that turning the back on that self-proclaimed tyrant will be worth it, but I guess there's no time to help them all. I just wish there was something I could do. There must be something I can do. Those children dressed in rags, with this hunger in their eyes, just more than just ordinary hunger. It was like a hunger in their soul. I just hope we did. Just hope we took the right decision when deciding to go with Escamara. But it felt like they knew more of the life down here and were able to help us. I just hope this decision doesn't come back to haunt us.
This is Red Moon Roleplaying.
I open the first door, a small and dark room. A tiny slumber passes by outside, causing the drapes to move. I open the second door. Fiends! You drank the dark waters. You thought it made you invisible. Third door, a spacious room. And you're hearing this.
What is that?
Without a view.
Who's singing?
Cascading sparks. Eaten by silence.
Nor, what is that?
Nor just chicks read. Mad poet. Fourth door, a well-lit shaft. I provoke and scream the dirty remains of memories. Fifth door, shut. None out, none in. Blue.
I don't like that.
Door number 6 says, click. I say die, hat, die. We cry together like we used to.
Can I see?
It's coming from up there. You're climbing up, it's somewhere up there.
As I hear singing about these doors, I pause for a moment and I hold up a hand and say, wait a second, and let him go on, and I want to start listening for a pattern to what he's saying. Maybe he's leading the way, maybe he's revealing a secret to what he's singing.
The 7th door. I just walked past it, an outlaw! There is no 8th door.
Maybe it's just someone going completely crazy pig and we should let them have their crazy day and get moving.
But a 9th! Dripping frame. When everyone cries, things become wet and warm like no one. And suddenly the singer appears above you. A tiny little man wrapped up in sheets of plastic, waving a bundle of fiber optic cables around as if he was conducting an invisible orchestra. Up! Come up! You are deep in the labyrinth now, aren't you?
Who are you?
Woohoo! Best watch out so the beast don't get ya! Not even I am powerful enough to defeat the beast.
The beast?
Nor is this a friend of yours?
Mad poet, not like. I don't have enough light to disperse the darkness. It feeds its hate, you know. Oh, the crazed slummers, you will like them. They do anything, you know. But you can't blame them. What can you do? We all gotta live. Sometimes you have to kill to live. Right?
What's he talking about? Noah, where's this beast? I don't want to meet it.
I lead past beasts. Beasts, no worry.
Okay. What do you want, poet?
Company, I suppose. What are you looking for? Why are you here? This is a dangerous place.
I continue climbing up, remarking to both the captain and Pig, well, let's at least bloody climb up and talk on a same level. This is ridiculous.
And you get up and this tiny little man is standing before you again, wrapped in these sheets of plastic and waving this bundle of fiber optic cables around. He smiles at you. He looks pleasant if, well, crazy.
I bet there are tons of people like this. Lost down here, I mumbled to the captain.
I have to admit, the more we explore down here, the more I am starting to see what they mean upstairs by maybe just nerve gassing the whole place. I mean, I can't believe they allow this space just to be filled with whatever the hell's down here.
Maybe they have no other way to go. Have you thought of that? Would you rather have them up top?
It's called get a ship and leave Coriolis, Captain. That's what I did. Plenty of places out there.
I'm sure there's a reason why they choose to have this place. I mean, like this. Otherwise, where would they put a place like this sanatorium? It's good for them to have places like this, you know, places that people don't go, where people don't ask questions.
Listen, Mr. Poet, we're just passing through. We're on our way to the real sanatorium to find the emissary who's probably been dragged down here into this quaint little cellar. Well, mad.
Oh, you're going to the martyrs. They stole the emissary, you know.
Yeah, you seen them?
Oh, I spoke to it, I did.
Spoke to what?
The emissary.
The emissary.
What did it say?
Oh yes, it said, when the unworthy speak without tongues, when sister betrays sister, when the light of peace nourishes the servants of darkness, when brother kills brother. That's what he said, I tell you. It's alright poetry, I guess, not quite as good as mine, though.
And then what? What happens when that happens? Just that? Was that all he said?
Yeah.
I look a bit impatient. Okay, which way did they took him?
That way. To the sanatorium, yes.
Nor is that where we're going?
Nor here. I know Nor. Good friend of mine. He nods to Nor. Nor sort of has this forced smile on his Skavara face.
Do you know any ways to get in there? I mean, we want to get in and we want to find this.
Nor shows you the way. Nor knows. You will find your way.
Fair enough, but let us know this. Has there been any other people who have been brought down there, like, often?
Oh, many. Not just the emissary. Not just the emissary has been claimed by the seller. Many others. Many. Many have been brought here.
Not here in particular. We mean the sanatorium down here.
The sanatorium, yes. Many have been brought here. Many different people. They brought many.
Well then, I suppose we're gonna move on then. Anything else you wanna tell us?
He moves up to you, Peg, and he whispers towards your ear. You won't be able to save the living icon, but you must find them, so that they instead may save you.
I look a bit shocked at this, because I started to like the first part, but to save me. I give him a funny look.
Well, good luck. And he continues singing, goes back to singing. The 10th door.
I look to Farouk and I say, is it bad that I'm starting to think the prison that we were in was less annoying than this?
It was less of a madhouse, for sure. And you kind of knew when you had overstepped your boundaries. Now it's just a silly game with different pawns.
It's at this point I kind of try accessing through my datapad the communications that we were given, because I'm suddenly slightly concerned. Can I actually even make a call to the Judicators from here?
You could, yes, you have connection from here to Judicator Kosha. You of course realize that you should probably check in with her, because, well, you haven't checked in for a while. You have found out some things at least, and if you, like, what do you do when you actually find this place?
Captain, it's at this point. Maybe it's a good idea to check in. I mean, to be honest with you, I know we want to find the place, and that's what we're gonna do. But I don't think it was part of our deal that we are the ones who storm an entire, God knows how many men will be in this place, or women.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you contact Judicator Kosha then?
Yes, and I put us all on the line.
This is Judicator Kosha. Do you have a status update for me, Carlo?
I do indeed, Adjudicator Kosha. We are on the trail of the real sanatorium, which, by the way, is what the Order of the Pariah, perhaps a splinter faction or something, call the sanatorium they have all the way down here in the cellar. That's where we are, by the way. It's lovely down here. You've got all these crazy people, Skitaras, Nicatras, And that's where we're heading now.
Well, if they are in the cellar, then they are in the part of the station that is the most difficult for us to access. You've probably noticed that the walls have eyes there, and that trying to run any kind of larger forces through the labyrinth there is going to be extremely dangerous. Probably tip off our quarry. So, you will find them then, yes?
We believe the emissary is right there.
Excellent. If you can find their exact location and relay that to me, I will have gunships and a guard strike team cut their way into the cellar and root out this infestation.
That sounds like a good plan to me, Judicator. Very well, we've got to do a bit more footwork, but when we have a location fix, I will send it to you personally.
Might I also perhaps humbly suggest that you take the opportunity to infiltrate the location when the strike happens? We really wouldn't want any vital evidence to get lost. The Order have proven that their contacts run deep already, and we don't know who we can truly trust, and the guard is what I can access here, and I should not speak ill of my colleagues, but, well, you know that the Coriolis guard can be bought at a rather low cost.
I do know that indeed. Alright, Judicator, we'll talk again. We're gonna go now and keep enjoying the lovely environment.
I shall get the strike team ready.
And she hangs up.
Well, Pig, you hear that? We're gonna have a strike team. Now that's the sort of thing I like to hear.
This whole conversation is giving a knot in my stomach. I feel really bad about this. And you see it on my face pretty clearly. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Pig, come on, what's the matter? I admit this place is pretty awful, and I really, really would rather be drinking upstairs somewhere, but I think things are going pretty well, actually. At least, they're going quickly.
Farouk, something is whispering to you. In your head. It's saying, "Come, I wait for you. Safety awaits. All will be well." And, Carlo and Pig, your conversation is cut off by the sound of a wind that's sort of whooshing through the corridors, rattling loose objects and cables.
Do I have any idea what this might be?
No, but Nor seems to know. No. Run, the beast!
The beast? Oh, shit.
The rattling starts to come closer.
What is it?
I start running the other way.
No time! And Nor just runs for his life, it seems. This way, sanatorium, this way, we just must go!
I look to the captain and kind of nod and go, "You heard the man, Captain. Let's be going."
Then, can we do a dexterity roll, all of us, and see how fast we move?
No success.
3 successes.
I stumble on the way as well.
Do you do you pray as well, both of you, or?
I feel like I'm asking for too much from the icons. I'm scared now, and I'm not thinking clearly. I'm trying to run still, though I stumble over some things, and I hold my hand out to Carlo.
And Carlo, with critical success, you are able to actually bring both of your friends with you. You were lucky that you got that. You were lucky that you are so smooth maneuvering through these labyrinthine tunnels.
Yes, it's strange. I admit my good humor vanishes quickly. I feel a chill on the back of my neck. There is something about this thing coming that I admit I don't want to meet it. And as I move, I just see Pig stumble, and I just sort of quickly reach an arm, thrust them forward, saying, "Pig, come on!" and then quickly shove the captain forwards as well, before then leading the way.
And do we hear a noise from the... Is it just the wind, or is it just...
It's rattling of cables and objects in the tunnels. And it was coming closer, but thanks to Carlo, it has now become quiet again. And you are safe, you think, for real this time. You're not just being told that, Farouk. You are actually safe now.
What was that? I turned to Noor. What was that? I need to know.
Beast. Kill all.
Is it an animal?
It is only known as beast. It is. No weapon can kill it.
No one has seen it?
Oh. No one has survived.
I heard its voice.
What?
I heard its voice. It was calling for me. It wanted me to come.
What, in your head?
I guess, 'cause you didn't hear it, did you?
No.
No.
Yeah, it wanted me to come to it.
Well, I think it's a good thing we did the opposite of that, Captain, and ran away from it. Which, I look a little nervously behind us. I think we've done just fine. I say, let's talk about the big beast as we move away. Far away, very far away.
And you begin moving, and Farouk, you are now very, very close. You're almost there. You're climbing down a shaft. Noor's leading you down, just a floor or two from where this real sanatorium is supposed to be, when a flashing pain suddenly shoots through your head. Everything goes dark and all sounds appear far away. The melody from the earlier visions come back and your heart starts racing. Can you roll for mystic powers with a -1?
2 success.
You hear a whisper. You're able to control your body. You feel like you were about to start shaking. And you hear a whisper in Miri. As flesh is frozen in time's embrace, the cage is broken by the nightingale. The sound of her wings is a gift to all, but those who perished without names. The song will lead you to the truth as the butterfly shadows the horizon. A sigh for my brothers and sisters. In the waves between the stars, we are one. And you snap back. You feel how sort of sweat is started to run down your face.
I think I might even have been whispering these words while they were played in my head as well, softly.
Captain, are you okay? I'm starting to think I'd prefer you to be going on about saving the Coriolis system rather than what you're doing.
We're close.
Can you feel it?
Not anymore, but something. Yeah, it's close.
Here, this is where they are. And you have come down this stair that you were climbing down, and Noor is pointing towards what is a hangar. You're behind some crates. This safe from sensors. But over there, no good. Over there, no good. This safe.
Behind these?
Yes, here, safe. Here. They never noticed us before. You see into the hangar soldiers that are wearing kaftans and light suits of armor. They're doing something here in this hangar. They are launching what looks to be a drop pod out an ejection ramp. The ramp ends at a circular iris gate in the wall that looks to have some form of ED technology connected to it. The large hangar doors here have been welded shut, so there's just this sort of small hole that a drop pod can move through. And they have just launched one of these. There are 7 of them, and they're all armed with Vulcan carbines. One of them stands out to you because she wears a black suit of heavy Armanite armor covered in, well, it can only be inscriptions and strange grooves. You can't make out what it is. But you definitely get the vibe that this is a very devout member of the Order of the Pariah. Black, short hair, no helmet. They're preparing one more drop pod that's almost ready for launch.
Do we see what they're putting in it?
You see stasis beds are being put into it.
That's peculiar. Is that all we see? Is there like nothing leading on from here?
There's this hangar, yes. There seems to be some form of living quarters there. You think you can maybe see a chapel in there. Must be to the judge. There's what looks to be cages in there as well.
But we can't see anyone else other than these 7 individuals armed, and we can't see anyone in these stasis pods or in the cages.
You can only sort of see that there are cages there, but you can't make out if there's anyone in them. But there's definitely these stasis beds that you would assume would contain someone. It seems like they're transporting people into these drop pods and sending them somewhere. But at this distance, who would know most about spaceships of you?
Well, technologically, I probably wouldn't mess about ships themselves and how they work.
Mm-hmm. Well, drop pods are not built for travel between, large distances. They're made for just brief travel, one-time use, essentially. So the only place they could be sending this is, you don't think they could be sending it to Lubao. They must be sending these drop pods straight down to Kua.
And it doesn't seem to be a bigger facility here. I look down to Noor and I say, is this it? Is this everything?
This is it.
I say to the others, maybe they're transporting them down to the planet. I don't see any reason why you use drop pods like this.
What?
I don't see any reason that they would be using drop pods like this. They're not meant for transporting people around. They're for just one-time travels down to planets.
Unless they're dropping them into, getting them picked up on the way down.
Yeah, not impossible. But you look at those beds and those... they could be just taking people here and then sending them down planet side.
Oh, that's just what we needed.
Would they be pre-programmed, do you think?
The pods?
Yeah.
You think they would have that kind of pre-programming, probably, or they might be piloted, but they're probably going somewhere specific.
And there's only currently 1 left that's being loaded as we speak.
There's 3 also that are awaiting being prepared, but there's 1 that's starting to be moved up on the ramp.
Well, Captain, the situation seems to be one where we don't have much time, as we've said before. What do we do? I can call
You have way less time than you think that you have, because this is where I'm going to spend 6 darkness points. And I want you to roll observation.
3 successes.
I didn't get any.
I get a success.
So, Farouk, you're the only one that doesn't roll any successes. So you don't hear it, but Carlo, you definitely hear it. You hear the sound of boots coming towards you, from behind you. From both directions in this corridor. At least 10.
Is there any place for us to take cover?
Not here, no. The ones in the hangar don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Can we go into the hangar and take cover?
You can if you roll to infiltrate.
Captain, we need to move now, and if you don't mind me doing one little command thing for you, just this one time, because we really don't have time.
What?
I immediately hit my button on the security tablet, sending a little pre-prepared message to the adjudicator, strike now. And then I go, Pig, where can we go?
In here, quick! And I start getting into the hangar, trying to find a place to hide.
Let's see if you can find a place then to hide.
I'm just confused about all this because I haven't realized that there were anyone coming, so I'm kind of just, scuttling after them, looking around.
You're hearing the sound of the boots now, though. But you were kind of lost a little bit in your thoughts, which isn't so strange given the visions that you just had.
As I quickly go to grab the captain and kind of pull him along, I get 1 success as I try and find somewhere to duck to.
I get 1 success as well.
And Farouk?
No.
You're having trouble getting Farouk to follow you. It's like he is lost in his thoughts somehow. And however, Carlo and Pig, you're able to find safety. So then I will give you 1 chance to roll to just get away here, Farouk, because they have spotted you. And you see what looks to be 10 soldiers, fully armed, wearing Armanite armor, and they are rushing towards you, and they're yelling, "Breach, we have been compromised! In the name of the martyr, silence them!"
I'll bolt. I'll run.
Yes, roll for dexterity.
Yeah, I'm running like I've never done it before. And I stumble and feel like my feet are slipping as I, under my breath, mutter a silent prayer to probably the dancer, yes, to guide my steps here in these dire times. And I get 2 success.
So then you get into cover just in time as you start to hear these small Vulcan rockets that begin exploding all around you. A few of the soldiers have gone down on one knee and they've started firing their carbines towards you. And you are in cover now. You have hidden Carlo and Pig. So Farouk, can you roll an observation?
Yeah.
Because you are just now in cover here.
1 success.
You see that this place, because you've now come into the sort of proper part of the hangar, you can see that the pillars in here that are holding up the ceiling, they have been rigged with explosives. There's explosives at all of the pillars in here.
I yell out to Carlo and Pig, "Look at the pillars! They're rigged!"
And you hear this, and you do indeed see that, yes, this place is rigged to blow.
Shit.
And the way out is blocked, because there's 10 soldiers now. They've moved up and are firing their Vulcan carbines and are moving towards you. Not towards you that are hidden, but towards Farouk that is hidden behind some crates. And then, Carlo, you hear on the radio, and you all hear, actually.
This is Kosha. Looks like you are in trouble. Do you mind if I intervene?
Oh, I'm absolutely fine with you intervening.
I thought you would say that.
The place is rigged to blow, though. I say that after she's finished.
You say that after that has been said, and that is sort of drowned by the hangar gate being melted by thermal cannons, and just all this metal just coming down all at once, and automatic ED fields that trigger to prevent this whole place from being sucked into space. You see gunships behind Nistera Hawk X-9 fighters that are firing their thermal cannons at the martyrs who are now in the hangar. They fired first at the hangar, and now they're firing at the soldiers, and they begin firing their weapons back. And some of the martyrs are instantly melted by this superheated plasma. And everything is happening so quickly. A dropship swoops in through the ED field in the hangar, and you see soldiers in guard armor quickly beginning to jump out the back. Some are cut down by the fire from the martyrs, but you see how they're moving out. There's a lot of them. The martyrs are probably in trouble here. What do you do?
Is there any way of figuring out where these charges lead? I've been eyeing them as I see them around the hangar. Is there anything indicating what will trigger them? If it's just if they have, like, do they have cables leading somewhere, or is it just what's it called, rigged to detonate from,
like a remote?
From remote, yeah.
It looks to be some form of remote detonator that someone in that case must have. You are not sure how you could interfere with that.
Okay, well, it could be the officer. I'm gonna lay down the rifle, I've been waiting for this, against one of the crates, and I'm gonna fire at the one that looks like the superior officer.
Alright. Roll for your arranged attack against her. So you get a sneak attack, which means +2.
With all that noise, I'm not even bothering with putting on silent. I get 2 successes.
You get the 2 successes. So what is the damage that your accelerator rifle deals?
It's 3, and it's armor piercing, so if she has wearing armor, it's +2, so it's 5. And I can...
5 then.
And the crit is a threshold of 1, so I could do either a crit now or a...
We will roll for her armor first.
Yes.
She has heavy order armor, which is 7.
Shit, that's insane.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that much. No. This, she gets 0 successes on her armor. Critical injuries. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, first dice is a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Second is a 4.
A 4. That is internal bleeding. That means that you have hit her really, really badly. Your accelerator rifle, it pierces through the armor and hits her in a really, really sensitive spot, in the gut, basically. And you see her just sort of slump over and get down on her knees. And she's coughing and wheezing. And I shall use 3 of my remaining darkness points to have her press her remote.
So in all the rush of everything, while Pig was firing, I just felt almost overwhelmed. The shock of the sudden explosions, the multiple people shooting at multiple people. I kind of had to take a moment to focus. And I suppose as I sort of take a breath, focus on not dying, and I just see this happening, I just yell to Farouk, "Captain, take cover!"
And you notice how the explosives, how there's a flashing light coming, a beep, beep, beep. And, but this dropship has come in here, and then you have the drop pod.
Which one is the closest one? The dropship or the drop pod?
The drop ship is the closest, and that's the one that's also operational. The drop pod is on the ramp, but it would probably require a little bit of time to get going there.
And I'll run towards the dropship and pray that there will be time to get on board.
There will not, as I will use the remaining darkness points. And rushing to the dropship, you're thrown off your feet as a rocket is fired from a Martyr rocket launcher. It hits the dropship, that makes it come crashing to the floor, rocking the entire hangar. This is clearly not going to be your way out. Beep, beep.
I run to the drop pod myself.
You start doing that. Pig, one of the fallen martyrs close to you now, you sort of packing up your accelerator rifle here, I would assume. You notice something, that it's holding a book. Looks like a Salosian prayer book. You don't know exactly what it is that stands out about it to you. Do you read?
Yeah, I do. Particularly religious texts. This one has 2 colors, purple and turquoise, circling around in a pattern. And it's something that I just know that this... What's this? And I hear a voice inside my head singing something. No, it's from the book. The book is singing to me.
It is indeed. And you hear the voices coming to you again. The voice of your sister, perhaps. Yeah. She comes to you sometimes in moments of great danger and great stress. And she's perhaps looking out for you, or perhaps not. You don't quite know what she wishes for you in this particular moment. But you have the book there in front of you. We will jump quickly to Farouk and Carlo. Carlo, you've begun making your way over to the drop pod, correct?
Yes.
And Farouk, you've been thrown off your feet, and what do you do? Are you also on the way to the drop pod now?
Yeah, if the dropship is not an option anymore, of course I will run towards the drop pod, still mumbling prayers under my breath.
Carlo, as you are moving close to the drop pod, you are close to these Duralite cages, and you see what's in them now. There's 5 dead bodies on the floor, but there's 6 people still alive though, and panicked. The whole place reeks of excrement. You see that there's 3 children, a middle-aged woman, a young woman, and a middle-aged man. And they have crosses painted in their foreheads. 3 of them white, and 3 of them have black crosses. And there's more. Your eye catches something on the floor in the cage. It's something that belonged to Aisha. What is it?
It would be a necklace. A silly little marble black and blue type necklace that Mother gave her. It's her necklace. Fuck.
Peep.
I need to... I just pause for a second and I just sort of bolt to the cage. And I try getting to the cage.
Alright, the lock is electronic and it is locked shut. You can perhaps use your security tablet here to hack into it.
I sort of, as I am getting my security tablet out, and again I duck as I feel another explosion come from somewhere, perhaps a rocket or something, I do just look around the cage. Can I see her? Can I actually see her?
No, she is not in here, but she was in here.
I kind of struggle for a moment, thinking to myself, if she's not here, why do I care? But shit, they're looking right at me. Fine. I'm gonna get it open! You people, I'm gonna get it open! And I try and open it with my data gin. 2 successes.
You will succeed, Carlo, but not before the explosives go off.
I guess... Yeah, I guess all I can do is brace myself for impact.
But you can make it to the drop pod.
So you're saying I sort of see the timer, the bar
Yes.
filling up, and it's
Yes.
going to take some time.
It's going to take too long time. If you had had one more success, you could have saved them.
I kind of just look at them for a moment, and I say I'm sorry. And I run to the drop pod. I can't die here, not now. Not yet.
You get into the drop pod. Pig, you're also approaching.
I got the book in my hand, and I got the rifle on my back. I'm running all I can, and I use all my forearms to quickly as possible swing myself into the pod. Let's get out of here.
You also sort of see the cages kind of briefly, but you don't see anyone in them. And you cannot focus on it anyways. You're coming from another direction. Carlo, as you get into this drop pod, there's a piloting space. There's a seat for a pilot. And you see that there's an iron pendant, a meteoric iron pendant shaped like a serpent that hangs above the controls. And there are stasis beds in here. 5 people on ice inside. What do you do?
I dive to the cockpit. I blink a little as I fake the icons. Pig and Farouk have made it. Good. Does this thing have any weapons? It probably doesn't.
No, but it does have an engine that you can start up.
I'm gonna start the engine, and as I see Pig, I just go, Pig! Cages! Shoot the lock! Shoot the lock with your rifle!
I look at him wide-eyed, but I act immediately, and I pull out the accelerator rifle, and I lean it on the edge of the drop pod so I get support there, and I shoot towards them, trying to hit that lock.
Then I'm going to want 2 rolls here. So, first of all, I want a piloting roll from Carlo, so that you can control this start to give enough time to escape from the explosives and still give enough time to Pig to shoot the lock.
1 success.
Then I'm going to give a slight penalty here to Pig in the shot. So I will give you a -2.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. 4, and there's 2, and... Okay, yeah. Well, I guess it's +1 for the weapon, right? I get a success.
You do get a success. Then you shoot up the lock, and the engines have already begun going, Carlo. You haven't driven one of these drop pods before, so it's starting to move. Pig, you see how these people are starting to move out of the cages. They're panicked, and the drop pod is moving. There's 3 children, a middle-aged woman, a young woman, and a middle-aged man. 3 have white crosses in their foreheads, and 3 have black crosses. You're going to be able to save 1 person. Who do you save?
A black cross. I'm gonna take a child.
Why do you pick a child?
Because of what I just heard. The voice of my sister brings me back to my childhood, brings me back to some sort of innocence.
It does indeed. And you're
sort of holding your arm out the door of this drop pod, and this child is sort of running up. The drop pod is already started and is moving, and you're pulling the child up just as the drop pod starts to get enough velocity. You have to quickly close the door, and the drop pod exits through this iris gate, through the explosive decompression field.
Yes, I don't even look behind me, whatever Pig has done or hasn't done, and I just shout, "Captain Pig, hold on!" and just hit the acceleration, not even paying any attention to multiple blinking safety messages and protocols to get out as quick as possible.
Yes, and behind you a huge explosion emerges from the hangar opening, vaporizing all inside. The surviving gunships begin hovering around the opening with spotlights fixed on the hangar opening, and no one seems to have really noticed you. Carlo, whatever control you had of the pod has now been lost. It's moving to a pre-programmed set of coordinates, down on the planet. Back home, down on Kua. Coriolis disappears above you as the pod enters the atmosphere of your home planet. What are you thinking about as the fire from your entry is burning in front of the rapidly descending pod?
As I see, I have no further control. I kind of just stumble up. I'm a little shell-shocked at the whole thing. I look to Pig, I look to the captain, and then I run to the back and start looking at these pods, the stasis pods. Is she here?
And you start to look for your sister. Farouk, what are you thinking as the pod is entering the atmosphere of Kua?
I think I'm praying. Is that the child that Pig saved? Is it close by, or?
Yes, sitting there crying, of course, completely panicked. It's is it a young girl or a young boy?
It's a young boy. I'm holding him in all my 4 arms, strapping myself in, using 2 arms to strap myself in and holding him hard with the other 2, trying to get safe. And I shout Carlo and everything. Carlo, strap yourself in, damn it, we're going into entry.
Seeing that Pig is holding it safely in its arms, I continue praying and just close my eyes.
You do, and that voice that you heard, was that the voice of the emissary? Did the emissary speak to you? You're pretty sure that it did. It has a direct connection with you somehow, and you have lived through some of the things that it has lived through, and you know where it is. It's down there on the planet somewhere. And you will find it. And, Pig, do you have any closing thoughts?
I think it's pretty much panicked. I feel the book in one of my pockets. The child is pushing against it in one of my chest pockets. And I think about my sister. I think about going down on a planet. And I sit back and I start praying to the deckhand to keep us safe and to keep this ship together.
And Carlo, you have looked through all the stasis pods. Your sister is not in one of them, but she must be down there. She was in that cage. She must have been sent down. And she must be on Kua. She must be home. And you two are sure that you will find her. You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign Mercy of the Icons for Coriolis, which is published by Free League. Joining us in the role of Farouk was our dear friend Jenny Jungevall. The music was created by AlphaZone and Sable Sun, and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also use the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on a Black Sea. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Doug Thomson, and Lily for their generous support. We would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there, as well as binge the rest of Emissary Lost. You can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that the song leads us to the truth under a great winged shadow.